Hello everybody, just wanted to introduce you to the next ride, the next trail, the next video, however you want to look at it. We're out here on a new trail, and I've never been out here before, believe it or not. This is called the Rolls OHV Area South. If you are following along with this book right here, ATV Trails Guide Arizona, it's also, I believe, in the Backroads and four-wheel drive trails book by the same author. But that's where we're at today. I'm about 3.5 miles in so far. But also, we're going to be taking a close look at this this new GPS I got. It's the GPS Map 276CX. It's the latest version of this GPS. It's actually really easy to see. Here's Highway 87. I'm right along Highway 87. If I look off to my left, over the top of that hill right there would be Highway 87. And we're going to be making a right-hand turn right now, going to the east, and ultimately we'll end up at Saguaro Lake. So we'll check it out. This is very different terrain than you normally see in Arizona, or at least in Arizona from where I normally ride. This is not like forest terrain. This is not like desert terrain. This is what I've always been told or called decomposed granite type terrain. It's like riding on on ball bearings. It's very slick. There's no rocks to worry about or anything, so there's that plus. You don't have to worry so much about puncturing a tire or something like that as much, but it is very slick. Traction is definitely a much larger problem on this terrain. So there's that. But it's just really different. It's real whoopy. It's like, as you can see, it's kind of up and down whoops. So you can't really go too fast. You're not able to get going too fast, because you might hit a whoop going too fast, and that would be a bad day. But this terrain, I can feel like the back end of the quad kind of sliding out from behind me when I get up on these off cambers. So it's just something, when you're out on this kind of terrain, it's much different. Traction is just not as good, not even close to as good as normal. So I'm kind of experienced with it. I've done quite a few trails on terrain like this, but it's been a long time. It's been years. So I'm trying to just be careful and go nice and slow. And every once in a while they mix in some sand. Apparently, there's you some sand to mix in with it. And this trail in the book is rated difficult because of a short section that goes between the coves at the lake. So if that is the case and it looks too hairy for me to go through alone and by myself, I will opt out and just go back the same way I came. It's not necessary for me to complete the small loop at the bottom. I just wanted to make it out to the lake, mainly is what I want to do. Talk about some of the things that have been going on in my personal life, and it's kind of hindered me making videos and stuff as well. These dates are approximate because they're off the top of my head. Clearly I do not have a notepad in front of me, so I'm not sure the exact dates, but I'm wanting to say I've got it pretty well remembered. On the 10th of November of this year, my grandmother, my dad's mother was working in her garden like she did every day. She had a garden at her house, and she liked to grow, peppers and vegetables to make, salsa and tomatoes and, things of that nature. I'm not sure exactly what was all in her garden, but I knew that she's always enjoyed gardening. And she lost consciousness, and a neighbor found her. No idea how much longer later. Like, she had lost consciousness in the garden, and not sure how much longer later, but a neighbor found her and rushed her to the hospital, where she later passed away from. She had an aneurysm. The cause of death was a unexpected, aneurysm in her stomach. So basically, what that means is she bled to death from, an aneurysm in her stomach. So basically, that's what it was. So anyway, that was unexpected, and kind of, affected me in a negative way. Obviously, I was very sad about that. And during this time, I was fighting a problem with my with one of my pets, my pride and joy, actually, my guinea pig Elvis. At the same time, had stopped eating. So during this exact same time, my guinea pig Elvis stopped eating. So I was dealing with that and going to the vet at that same time, and having to feed him every 4 hours by hand with a syringe, and it was not a whole lot of fun, that's for sure. It took about, between 30 minutes to an hour to feed him, and I had to do that usually about 5 or 6 times a day. It just depended how much he ate each time, because I had a goal of I had to get a certain amount in him throughout the day, and if I didn't, well, I had to do more feeding. So I just had to make sure that I got that amount of food in him every day. So and he wasn't he wasn't getting better. Went to the vet, I believe, a total of 6 times, and on the 18th of November, we took him to the vet again, and this time, based on information that I came up with, the vet didn't come up with this, I did. I suggested that we take an X-ray of his teeth, of his jaw, of his, basically take X-rays of him to see if we could determine if there was something else wrong besides his, diagnosed teeth problem that had supposedly been fixed. So they, took the X-rays, and it was quickly determined that the teeth problem was a secondary problem to he had a couple of abscesses in his jaw, and they had eaten away his jawbone on the right hand side. So it was determined that he wasn't going to get better no matter what we did, and it was he was in a lot of pain. He was on pain medication and several other medications as well. So I had to make a super hard decision to put him to sleep that day. So anyway, that wasn't an easy thing to do. It's hard still hurts like a mother. Yeah, let me get back to you guys.